What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. We are back with another what if rebuild, but today we got a very interesting one because as we know, back in the 2020 NBA draft, Anthony Edwards went #1 overall and the Warriors held the #2 overall pick, and of course they went fit over talent by drafting James Wiseman, and we all know how that story ended. So today we're going to go back to that 2020 NBA draft, and what if the Golden State Warriors went ahead and selected Lamelo Ball with the second overall pick. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you are new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. We're on the grind right now to 40,000 subs. Your sub to help us reach that goal would be greatly appreciated. But basically what I went ahead and did, I found the best roster I could possibly find for a 2019-2020 roster. We simulated to the draft, and we're here now with the 2020 NBA draft. So I have the lottery exactly correct, but after that, it's not exactly accurate, which is fine. But Edwards, of course, went #1. Lamelo this time goes #2 to the Warriors. Then Wiseman goes to the Hornets instead, with Patrick Williams, Okoro, Okongwu, Killian Hayes, Obi Toppin, Deni Avdija, and then Jalen Smith, and the rest as followed. So Lamelo Ball is on the Golden State Warriors. Now, I totally understand why the Warriors didn't draft Lamelo. Let's be honest. They had Stephen Curry. They also have Jordan Poole here as well. They have Klay. So there may not have been a ton of room for Lamelo Ball to come onto the team. Now, whether or not they draft Lamelo Ball and he starts, or it just makes for an interesting conversation on what the Warriors would have done if they went the best talent available over just fit. And it just makes you wonder what that would have looked like. It would have been so bizarre, but so interesting at the same time, which is why this rebuild is going to be very interesting today, because we could go a multitude of directions with this rebuild, which is why I think this will be a fun one today. So we're going to go ahead and, of course, sign Lamelo Ball to his rookie contract. Pokusevski was taken in the second round. Probably should have signed him, but he didn't end up being on the Warriors, which is why I didn't. And then qualifying offers, we got nothing going on here. So as far as free agency is concerned, we'll go ahead and see what this is looking like. So we have Alec Burks and Damian Lee as free agents for us, but what do we need for our roster right now? So now we have Lamelo Ball as a backup point guard. I don't know what I'm going to do with him, whether or not he's going to eventually start. Do we trade away Stephen Curry in this video, do something crazy like that? I don't know if I'll go that far, obviously, but it makes for an interesting conversation. You have Klay Thompson, Jordan Poole, so the guard depth's looking pretty good. Andrew Wiggins, of course, they traded for him at the deadline with the D'Angelo Russell trade. Draymond Green, Eric Pascal, and then they have Kevon Looney and Allen as well, which I understood, again, why they took Wiseman, because they needed a center, because Kevon Looney is fine, but he wasn't exactly the Kevon Looney we all know now, and there's still an argument to be made that Looney maybe isn't like the best starting center in the world, but of course he's solid enough. So if you look at what centers are available, it's kind of rough. So we might as well just roll with Kevon Looney. I guess we could go ahead and sign Dwayne Dedmon as a backup and roll with that. We also have Marvin Williams out here. Wow, that's interesting. But I think we will go ahead and sign Dwayne Dedmon. We do need a backup 5, so I'm going to go ahead and give him an offer. I don't know if he'll go down in overall or not. I also would love to bring back Alec Burks as well, because I think he's great depth. And then Damian Lee, I wouldn't mind as well. So we'll go ahead and sign all 3 of those guys in free agency to start this offseason. And then I don't know if we'll be able to do too much. It looks like we have a little bit more money left. So Tyreke Evans is here at a minimum offer, which is great, but we don't need guards right now. Justin Holiday, sorry, not Drew Holiday, but Justin Holiday actually would be a really nice addition. So I might go with that, because we have Alec Burks as a backup. You could technically argue that we could have Alec Burks play the backup 2. I don't know. We'll figure it out. And then backup 4. I guess I'm going to go ahead and sign Justin Holiday. He's like the best player I could get right now, and I think he'd be the best bang for my buck at the moment. So Justin Holiday, welcome to the team. And then we could also sign like Wilson Chandler as extra depth if need be. So we'll go with him. And that will be our offseason. So nothing really too exciting this offseason. We're just going to have to see how Lamelo Ball would develop in a bench role behind Stephen Curry. Obviously, Lamelo Ball started his career off the bench. You remember that? The Hornets didn't start him like exactly right away. But you have Draymond Green regressing. Or you have Klay regressing. And Stephen Curry is regressing. So do we move on from Klay? I don't know. There's a lot of different things we could do. Jordan Poole's up 4 overall, which is really nice to see. But other than that, we're going to go ahead and get straight into this first season of this rebuild. And we're just going to see how Lamelo Ball does behind Stephen Curry and Klay for this first season. I don't know if I'll do anything too crazy for the year 1. I kind of just want to see what it would look like. How good can Lamelo be off the bench? Can he win like 6 Man of the Year in his first season? Not really expecting that, but I just want to see what it's going to look like in year 1 before I make any crazy changes. So rotation going into the season is Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, Andrew Wiggins, Draymond Green. They're going to also start Dwayne Dedmon. One thing I know I for sure want to do in this video is get a better center. So if that means like trading Klay for a center, I guess we could, in that hypothetical, do that if we wanted to, but we'll see. Maybe we could do something different than that. Lamelo Ball, Alec Burks, Jordan Poole, Justin Holiday. We also could have like Lamelo Ball start at the 2, Klay at the 3, and then have like Draymond play the 5 if we want to do something crazy like that. So, like I said, there's a multitude of ways we could do this, and then that leaves Looney off the bench or out of the rotation, which kind of sucks because I do like him in the rotation, but we'll figure it out. So, as I said, we're just going to go ahead, simulate year number 1. We're just going to see what happens. Maybe I stop at the deadline to upgrade our center position because it definitely needs an upgrade, but I will show you if we do that. Let's just see how we do in year 1, and if I stop the deadline, I'll show you. So we are stopping the trade deadline because right now we're actually really disappointing. We're 21-34 on the season. Things are not going very well. I have a feeling it has a lot to do with the center position. Now, one guy I was going to try to get was going... Oh, wow. The Blazers still have Hassan Whiteside at this point. So getting Hassan Whiteside would be interesting. But one guy I was trying to get was Andre Drummond on the Pistons. Unfortunately, he's just making a little too much money. But if you guys remember, Andre Drummond used to be kind of a cheat code in 2K, although he went for like pennies on the dollar when he did get traded away, which is why I thought it might be easy to get him. But 16-14 and 3 blocks, man. The dude is averaging crazy numbers right now. If we added him to our center position, I think that would just like night and day change our record, because obviously rebounding is a very important stat in 2K. So I would love to get Drummond. That's like my main target, but unfortunately he's just making a little too much money that I don't think it's going to make sense to trade for him, because if we did try to get him, they're probably going to ask for like Klay or Draymond, and I don't know if I'm willing to do that for Drummond, considering he got traded for like a second round pick to the Cavs when that happened. So yeah, we could match it with like Lamelo or Draymond, and that would have been great. And it's not going to cost us too much either, but unfortunately, I just don't have the funds to match it. His contract is just a little out of our range. But Capella is also an interesting one. 86 overall. I don't know if Houston would be willing to trade Capella, though, to their rival at this point. Yeah, so they're not even looking at an offer. Marcus Gasol signed with the Spurs. I don't think he was actually ever on that team. But Steven Adams also, I mean, he makes more money than Drummond does. But Whiteside is someone that doesn't make as much. Now, the problem with Whiteside, though, is he does have multiple years left in this deal. But I think Whiteside would honestly not be too bad to get if we could find a way to match it without trading like LaMelo or something crazy like that. So if we traded like Alec Burks, and let's say we threw Dwayne Dedmon in there and Kevon Looney and Mr. Holiday. So we throw all the salary we possibly can. I wanted Drummond, but Whiteside will do as well. He shouldn't cost us too much. And then we'll try for this. So let's say it's Burks, Dwayne Dedmon, Looney, Justin Holiday. Let's say we trade a couple of seconds. What do they say for his son Whiteside? They do not agree to that. So I don't know if I want to trade a first for Whiteside, but he is locked up for multiple years. The Timberwolves pick is pretty valuable. Our pick is pretty valuable. So I don't know if I can trade a first for Whiteside. So yeah, Drummond and Whiteside were the two guys that would be fun. But maybe we just wait till the offseason. It would have been cool to get one of those guys, but maybe we just tank again. We're in the lottery, just like the Warriors were in real life anyway. They were in the lottery again and got Kuminga and Moses Moody. Maybe this time around, we get some lottery luck and we can draft. Is this the Evan Mobley draft? Imagine we can add Evan Mobley to this team. That'd be pretty wild. So yeah, let's go. Let's roll for that. Let's root for that. So let's go ahead, simulate the rest of the year, and we'll just see how we finish in the lottery. This is the year Klay sat out again anyway. So we're not in a huge rush yet. Next year is when they win the championship. So we want to try to match that if we can. So Lamelo Ball, even playing behind Steph and also Klay, he ends up winning Rookie of the Year, which is a great sign. So Anthony Edwards probably had all the room in the world to go out and win it, but Lamelo Ball got it, which is great. So, I mean, we'll see how that, builds upon or how it's going to look going forward. But we're going to have 2 lottery picks, I believe, here, unless Minnesota snuck in, which I don't think they did. So, yeah. We're going to have 2 lottery picks. One of them is top 3 protected, though. Timberwolves pick is. So we'll see how that goes. That was from the D'Lo trade. So we'll go ahead and see how this draft lottery shakes out for us. Obviously, I'm dreaming of landing a top pick to draft Evan Mobley. That would be amazing. So our pick is projected to be in the top 3, while the Minnesota's pick is projected to be 12. So we should get 2 lottery picks here. I believe the Warriors picked at like 7 and some. I can't remember exactly what they picked at. But let's see if we get some lottery luck. So we are going to... Are you serious, bro? Timberwolves went all the way from wherever they were, was it like 12th best odds, to going up to 1? Wow, that sucks. Okay, and we get the 7th overall pick. Well, that was a disappointing one, I'll say. Wow, that sucks really badly. It is what it is. Nothing we can really do about it at this point. We're just gonna have to live with it. So let's just see what we can get at 7. I don't know if there's really any good centers behind Evan Mobley in this draft class. I need to double check because I literally cannot remember. So let's go see. I might be stupid by saying that. Maybe there is like a center I'm not even thinking of. So we take a look at prospect scouting. So let's see what the centers are looking like. So centers that were in this draft class. We have Şengün, Kai Jones, Isaiah Jackson, Cienti Aldama. Obviously, Evan Mobley is going to be, I think, the power forwards like Barnes, Kuminga, who they drafted. I mean, we also could theoretically trade this pick as well. Let's just see how the draft shakes out. So Minnesota's going to go Franz Wagner up top. Interesting. Scotty Barnes goes to the Suns. I mean, do we get a world where Mobley falls to us? I highly doubt it. Kate Cunningham goes. And then we have Jalen Green. So far, oh, man, I would have loved if Evan Mobley fell to me. But we are going to have Şengün on the board. Do we go Şengün? Josh Giddey is here still as well. Davion Mitchell. I don't know if I want to go Josh Giddey, though. I don't think that makes a ton of sense. And then Şengün is kind of down the board quite a bit. Man, it might be in our best interest to try to trade this pick. I know we could take Kuminga again, but I mean, Giddey would be cool as well. But I feel like Giddey, we just drafted Lamelo. I don't know if it makes sense to also add Giddey to this team. So we're going to try our best to trade this pick. Will it work out? I have no idea, but we're going to try. Look, I'm not saying the Mavericks would have done this, but they are offering. So I don't know, man. I feel like I should take this. We can get Evan Mobley. We send them Alec Burks, Dwayne Dedmon. We also get Stephen Curry's brother on top of that. I feel like this is a done deal. I'm doing it. I wanted Evan Mobley so badly, and I feel like we got absolutely screwed in the lottery anyways. I feel like we should have had 2 lottery picks here, and Minnesota jumped up like crazy. So you know what? I'm going to go ahead and take Evan Mobley here so we can have Evan Mobley with this team, which is going to be so much fun. So Evan Mobley, welcome to the team. We got Sky Lewis and Sandro, and with the other second-round picks, I'll go ahead and sign them because they could be using a trade maybe. Jordan Poole, I'm going to accept. Qualifying offers, Damian Lee. I'm not going to extend that qualifying offer, I don't think. We could still bring him back. We'll see. But free agency, I don't think we have the money to sign like Kawhi or anything. Yeah, we're literally above, or like right next to the hard cap. So we're not going to be able to do anything too crazy, but I think our roster should be somewhat filled out anyway. So Lamelo should take a jump. So should Jordan Poole. We just brought in Seth Curry as another guard, which is great. Justin Holiday, probably should expect him to regress, so I don't know if I can really bank on him. But we just brought in Evan Mobley, who, of course, is not going to be starting at the 4. Instead, he's going to be starting at the 5, and he stays the same, which is great. So Draymond and Evan Mobley defensively is going to be absolutely nasty. I'm excited. Pascal will try to see if he'll develop some, and then I think we should probably be investing in a forward. I think that's the main thing we should be investing in this offseason and see. I mean, a Doug McDermott would be fine. What else? We got Trevor Ariza. I think Doug McDermott is fine. I'm going to go ahead and sign Dougie McThunderbucket. So, welcome to the team, Doug McDermott. He'll be another shooter on this team. We also could bring, like, Reggie Bullock in, so I'm not opposed to that. That's more shooting. So, we're going to go ahead and move him to the 3, though. And then McDermott, he could play the backup 4, maybe. That would be fine. All right, he's already at the 4. So, let's see how much Lamelo progresses, though. I'm curious to see if he jumps up like crazy or not. So, playing behind Steph and Klay, he goes up to an 82. So he went up 4 overall. Jordan Poole's up to an 80, and Draymond Green is regressing by the day. So obviously, we kind of have a youth movement going here a little bit with Jordan Poole, LaMelo, and Evan Mobley. So anytime now, potentially, we could just like full on reset this thing and rebuild. But I don't really want to do that because obviously, I want to try to make it work with all this being here. But again, it is hard to play 2 timelines. So you could make the argument that we should just be like blowing this up right now. But again, this is like, I believe, the year that Klay got injured or he wasn't playing. And I think this is the year they won the championship, or it was next year. I can't remember. One of the 2, they ended up, obviously going out and winning a championship. And it might have just been this year. I literally cannot remember. But we're going to go ahead and simulate to the end of this season. Well, I'll show you guys the rotation after I load this draft class really quick. So proficiency with this new starting lineup is going to be at a 4-star. So obviously, I'm expecting to be a playoff team this year. If we're not a playoff team this year, there is an issue behind the scenes we need to get figured out. So we have Steph, Klay, Wiggins, Draymond Green, Evan Mobley, LaMelo Ball, Jordan Poole, Reggie Bullock, Doug McDermott, and then we still have Seth Curry, Looney, Justin Holiday, Pascal. So there's still plenty of depth if we have any injuries occur. So if I do stop at the trade deadline to make a crazy move, then I will show you. I mean, if I were to make a crazy move, it'd probably be trading away Klay or Draymond, which I prefer not to do, but we'll just kind of see how the record goes, and maybe we do have to make that big move. Maybe we can't make this all work. So I'll see you guys at the end of the season with what's happening. I think Evan Mobley added to this team, though, should be a night and day difference. At least I'm hoping so. We'll just kind of fill it out, and we'll see what happens. So at the end of this season, Joel Embiid wins MVP, Kate Cunningham Rookie of the Year on the Pistons, LaMelo Ball wins 6th Man of the Year. So he's doing work behind the scenes, man. If we don't win a championship this year, we might have to think about a big trade this offseason. Rudy Gobert, defensive player in Detroit, and Garland, most improved, and Brett Brown for the 76ers, Coach of the Year, 69-13 on the season. So do we get Stephen Curry making All-NBA team? We do not, unfortunately. So that kind of sucks to see. Does Draymond make an all? Nope, no all-defensive team for Draymond. But we are in the playoffs this year, which is a great sign. So we're the 3rd seed in the Western Conference. So we are a contender theoretically based off seeding. But we had 25 from Stephen Curry, 22 from Wiggins, 21 from Klay, 18.5 from LaMelo, 12.5 from Jordan Poole, and then 10 and 10 and 2 blocks from Evan Mobley. These are the kind of center we needed. So that was a dream trade on draft night. I would have loved if he would have fallen just 2 spots further. And we also had Seth Curry get some minutes here and there. And Draymond Green right now is actually hurt going to the playoffs. So we'll see if he can get back here soon. But it looks like he's going to be playing through it. So we'll have him for the playoffs or round 1. So we get Portland in round 1. And if you know, I'm a Blazers fan. And all I can remember is the Warriors used to just beat us every opportunity they got. Obviously, they had Kevin Durant times. And they beat us before that as well. So I'm not using that as an excuse by any means. But do they have Nurkic or is he hurt right now? He is hurt for them. So I don't know if Nurkic would have made a difference anyway. They have Rodions Karooks. That is a name I haven't seen in a long time. They added Jaden McDaniels, which would be like the perfect 3-and-D wing for CJ and Dame. But we'll see how this goes. We should beat them. Somebody current round, and we are going to have Draymond fully healthy. And we are going to go to 7, but we beat them. Wow. Okay, and now we get the Grizzlies. So does the Grizzlies-Warriors rivalry start here? Because Dylan Brooks, they have Boogie Cousins. Wow. So DeMarcus Cousins, 89 overall. DeMarcus Cousins, man, as much as I would have loved to have seen DeMarcus Cousins be really good. Desmond Bane is hurt right now also, but DeMarcus Cousins keep his reign going. Unfortunately, it just didn't. And then the Grizzlies, do they not have Dylan Brooks right now, or is he hurt? And I don't remember what draft class Brooks came from, or didn't he go undrafted? I can't remember. Regardless, let's see if we beat the Grizzlies with Desmond Bane hurt. Is he out for the season? Let's go take a look at that. So he is going to be... Markelle Fultz is right knee tendonitis, and Desmond Bane is where? Oh, no, he's just a 72 overall. Okay. All right, never mind. He's not hurt. He's just not good. All right, let's go ahead, or at least in this roster. So my current round, and we are going to take them to 7, but we have another game 7. We took the Blazers here, and we're at home for this one. So if we could take care of business here, that would be absolutely fantastic, but it is going to be close. I feel like we should beat them, but, you know, it is 2K, so you never know. We do beat them by 7. So we punch our ticket to the conference finals, and we draw the Clippers. Patrick Beverley, Paul George, Kawhi. They're starting Zubac and Pirtle. They also have Winslow, Jerome Robinson, Landry Shamet, Isaiah Stewart, Terrence Mann, Mfiondu Kabengele. I mean, we'll see. This should be a tough matchup, but I think we're better. It's my current round, and we are going to go up 3-2 on them, but that has not stopped us from going to a game 7. And yep, we have another game 7. So this one is going to be in LA this time. So let's see if that's going to make a difference at all. So game 7, 1 game away from making it to the NBA Finals after being in the lottery 2 years in a row, which like it happened in real life, if I'm not mistaken. This is going to be a close game down the stretch, but it looks like they may have our number here, which sucks, but might be how it ends here. Well, not the video, but this might be how this era ends, maybe, for Klay, Steph, and Draymond. One of them might have to go to free up minutes for Lamelo, and we are going to get bounced out by the Clippers. 1 game away from being in the finals. We got 76ers Clippers. And the Clippers are actually going to win a championship. So Paul George and Kawhi actually get it done. So the investment on that trade worked out for Mr. Steve Ballmer. But obviously in real life, it has not. Oh, I had a lottery pick from the Timberwolves. And it is going to be 14. Okay, nothing crazy. So still a draft class we can look at. Because obviously we know the players and how they turned out. So we'll still jump in and draft somebody. Or we could make a big trade here. So I don't know what I'm looking to do. Because I know Stephen Curry's a free agent right now. Wiggins is a player option. Klay has 2 years left in his deal, and Draymond has 1 year left. So, I mean, I don't know what I'm looking to trade Klay for necessarily. I guess at this point, I'm just maybe looking to free up some minutes for Lamelo. That's kind of where I'm at. So, we'll see if anything makes sense. I'm not going to force it, but I definitely wouldn't mind maybe making a big trade here. All right, so I'm looking at this trade, and we end up trading Klay, a 14th overall pick, and a lottery protected, or a top 3 protected in 2027. Obviously, the years are a little bit further out than we're in currently, but we can get Bam Adebayo and Alex Caruso. I mean, getting Alex Caruso as a backup point guard to this team would be amazing. And then, obviously, if we get Bam, we move him to center, and we have a front court of Mobley and Bam Adebayo going forward. Bam Adebayo also fits the timeline of the team a little bit better, and then that would mean we could keep Draymond and Klay, or Draymond and Steph maybe, or we can trade Draymond if we need to as well. That's also an option. But yeah, as much as I hate to do it, bro, I think I want to free up minutes for LaMelo Ball in this video. So we're going to go ahead and we're actually going to split up the Splash Brothers. As much as I hate to do it, we're going to make a big trade here. We're going to free up minutes for LaMelo. So Bam Adebayo is going to move to the 5. He's going to go up. So we're going to have a front court of Mobley and Bam Adebayo. Defensively, that's going to be pretty unstoppable. And Draymond Green is also here, not to mention still. So yeah, that's going to be pretty interesting to see how this is going to go. We just traded our pick, so let's move on from the draft. And let's see how the draft actually shook out. So Suns get Jabari Smith. Chet goes number 2 to the Hawks. We got Paulo Banchero going to the Bucks. Ivy to the Mavericks. Durant to the Raptors. Johnny Davis, Griffin, Keegan Murray, Malaki Branham. Shaedon Sharpe drops to the Magic. Benedict Mathurin goes to the Nuggets. Abaji to the Hornets. Dang. And then Nikola Jovic to the Hornets as well. Wow. So they traded Bam and Caruso for Nikola Jovic. We'll see how that works out for them. But Wiggins is the cleanest player option. So I think I want to bring Wiggins and Steph back. But we'll see. Qualifying offers. Nothing going on there. So technically speaking, we could go full on youth movement, and we could trade Draymond and go sign Luka, have a Luka Lamelo backcourt and just go crazy in this video. Like, that would be funny, but I don't really want to do anything like that outlandish. Like, we've already kind of traded Klay, and that feels outlandish as it is. So that would be wild though if we went out and traded Draymond to free up cap space to go sign, you know, Lamelo, or sign Luka. We could have Lamelo, Luka backcourt, and then yeah, we'd have like a really young team, and that would probably maybe win a championship. But I don't want to go that crazy, so I'm just gonna bring back Steph, of course. I'm also gonna try to re-sign Wiggins. So let's keep the team intact as much as we can. We already had to trade one of the big three, which really sucks, but I feel like it's the right move. And Kevon Looney, we are going to bring back, and we still can sign someone else. So the next question I have is, okay, so that would mean, obviously, Jordan Poole is someone who also could step up, but LaMelo Ball being 6'6", clearly he's the guy that should move to the 2. So Stephen Curry, Caruso, LaMelo Ball, and then Jordan Poole, and then Seth Curry. We'll see if he can get minutes. We'll see. But Andrew Wiggins, Draymond Green, Mobley, Doug McDermott. I mean, do we move Draymond Green to the 3 maybe? Have him play like a bench roll off I don't know. There's a lot of things we could do with Draymond right now. We could also trade him for something. We could bring back Kent Bazemore to the Warriors. He played here once upon a time. Chandler Hutchinson, that is a name I haven't seen in a long time. But I think we just sign a small forward and call it good. I think that's the best thing we do. So let's bring back Kent Bazemore. He played for the Warriors at one point in his career anyway, so we can bring him back. And then I think we could bring back like Saul Pascal. We can sign him as well. So yeah, I don't know how much Draymond Green's gonna. I know Draymond's gonna regress like insanely, an insane amount, which just makes me kind of want to trade him. We could get Moutier. I just want to see what the offers would be. So Malik Monk, Montrezl Harrell, Serge Ibaka, or what we could do as well is we could move Draymond to like a backup 5 role, which wouldn't be the worst idea in the world with him maybe going down in overall. So he'd be like the small ball 5 and back up Bam Adebayo. I think that might be the way to go about things. So let's see how player progression is going to look, though. The Melo Ball is going to get the clear runway to start the 2 next to Steph. We were 1 game away from the finals in that last year, so technically speaking, I could have just ran it back again, but I thought this made it, you know, more fun. Evan Mobley also jumping up to an 84 helps out a lot. Jordan Poole is up. LaMelo is up. So our starting 5 should be really good, and then Draymond, and then you have Poole and Draymond off the bench. You know, Draymond hasn't punched Jordan Poole in the face yet, so they still get along at this point, but I'm hoping next year we can bring home a championship. I think that's kind of where I'm at in this rebuild. We've gone as far as we did by trading away Klay Thompson. We've cleared a runway for LaMelo. We have to cut 1 player here, so let's go ahead and do that. So I think it's going to be one of those second rounders. So Andrew Nembhard, thank you for serving. Actually, no, we're going to cut Scotty Lewis, who has like 1 year left. So we'll cut him, and then let's go to you know, our rotation. So proficiency is a 4-star perimeter-centric, and we can be a 4-star balance, but I'll leave it at perimeter-centric. So rotation: Stephen Curry, LaMelo, Wiggins, Mobley, Bam Adebayo. Pretty insane. It's pretty nasty. How realistic would this have been to assemble? Probably not, but it's still fun. And then we're going to go ahead and just see how this year goes. I mean, I'm expecting to be a contender this year. We almost got to the finals last year. Hopefully this year we can do it. So at the end of this season, my hero, Damian Lillard, wins MVP. I'm going to miss you in Portland, my friend, but they did wrong by you, so I get why you requested a trade. Rookie of the year goes to Jabari Smith Jr., Tyler Hero, 6th man on the Miami Heat. Turner is defensive player. Morant's most improved, and Mason Yee, coach of the year. That's for the Cavaliers, and Tyler Jameson, executive for the 76ers. So even without Evan Mobley, the Cavaliers are still goated, it looks like. James Harden ends up in Brooklyn, so I want to do a Nets rebuild where they don't trade for James Harden and see if Kyrie and Kevin Durant ever could have just done anything without Harden coming there. That might be another rebuild we do, because that's one I definitely want to try to do. I think that'd be a fun one. But we got the first seed in the West. Things went really well this year, man. I think making those trades with Bam Adebayo coming over, that just upgrades the defensive front court. Bam averaged only almost a block, but Evan Mobley averaged 2. And then LaMelo averaged 21, 6, and 8. So he was freed up and scored a lot. Wiggins was 21. And then, yeah. So, I mean, with Wiggins, Bam Adebayo, and Evan Mobley as your defensive front court, I think you're going to be a pretty good defense. So, let's see. I also want to see how the Cavs look, because they're really good still. I want to see what they have on their roster right now. So they actually have Garland still, DeAndre Ayton, Kevin Love, Sexton, Jay Crowder, Moutier, Larry Nance. All right, not too bad. But let's see if we can go far. So we are the first seed. We're playing our fellow California team. They have Zach LaVine. So as you guys remember, the Kings actually offered LaVine a offer sheet, and he did sign it, but the Bulls matched it. So this time he actually ends up in Sacramento. They have Barnes, former Warrior. They have Tyrese Halliburton still, who they drafted. Of course, they ended up trading him for some bonus, as we all know, but somebody come out against the Kings, and we are going to sweep them. Wiggins gets hurt, which sucks, but he should be back. Now we get to play the team that bounced us out last year, but they lost Paul George, or he's hurt. So they signed Schroeder. Paul George is... No, they signed Durant. Wow, Kevin Durant's on the team instead. Okay. Is he hurt and out for the season? Because he's at the bottom of the rotation right now. And he is going to be out for the season. An Achilles injury. Obviously, Durant has had his Achilles injuries, which I think we catch a big break here by avoiding him. So that's great. Somebody go around. Wiggins is fully back, and we are going to beat them in 5. So this time it wasn't even a competition. Of course, not having Kevin Durant definitely hurt their chances. But now we draw the Portland Trailblazers again. Now we beat them in round 1 last year, and they're starting TLC as their starting small forward. They have KCP, who, you know, KCP next to Dame wouldn't be the worst starting 2 in the world. But is CJ hurt, or is he just on the team anymore? He's not on the team. They also drafted Tari Eason, Winston this year a little. But I don't know, man. I'm looking at this Blazers team. I'm not all that intimidated. They're starting Nurkic and Whiteside in the front court with Robinson. They have Dwayne Bacon, Jaden. Yeah, I mean, Ante Zizic. Wow, bro. Ante Zizic. Wow. Okay. I have a funny story about Ante. It's not really that funny of a story, but I remember when Kyrie Irving was traded to the Celtics. I believe Ante Zizic was part of the trade, and someone had commented years later. Someone said that one day we'll remember that Kyrie Irving trade as the Ante Zizic trade, and man, did that age poorly, because I don't even think Zizic is in the league anymore. But somebody around against Port. Actually, let's go game by game. So let's respect them. 1-0 start, 29-12 from Lamelo. I think it's safe to say that the Blazers aren't really going to give us much of a fight. The team isn't that intimidating. We sweep them. Okay. So now we draw the Nets. They have James Harden. So they don't have Kevin Durant. So do they have Kyrie and Harden in their backcourt? So yeah, Kyrie Irving, Harden, LeVert is still there. They have DeAndre Jordan, Dinwiddie, Okogie, Prince, Tyler Dorsey. Do they have any injuries, or is this what I'm looking at? I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not all that intimidated. I think Kyrie and Harden's great. But outside of that, it's still a solid roster. Don't get me wrong. But, I mean, I'm looking at mine. I'm looking at theirs. I don't think there's any reason why we should fall short to this team. Game 1, we're down 1-0. So with that being said, we start off 1-0. We even it up, though. Game 3, 2-1. It is James Harden, though. So James Harden is very good in the simulation. But it's looking good for us, as we're going to beat them in 5. So we eventually get a championship with LaMelo Ball and Stephen Curry. It's definitely interesting to think about, man. What if the Warriors would have drafted LaMelo over James Wiseman? Again, I get it why they didn't. It would have been a very awkward fit, and you don't know what you would have done with LaMelo in the future. It's just very interesting to think back on. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video regardless. It was still a fun one. Comment down below any other what ifs if you guys want to see any other ones. Again, I might do a Nets one next. That might be one of my one I'm leaning towards right now. But other than that, I'll see you on the next one. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.